Are you still struggling to get wins in Fortnite? Well, lucky for you guys, in this video I'll be explaining how to get a win in Fortnite if you're still somehow struggling, which, if you're still struggling, you're kinda trash. I'm kidding, what's going on guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'll be going through 5 basic tips on how to get a win on Fortnite Chapter 2 Season 2. Quickly before we start the video, if you guys aren't subscribed and like the video, then make sure you do for future content, as I'm nearing 150 subscribers as well, and I'm planning on, at 150 subs, I'm planning on doing like a face reveal or something, so if you guys want to see my amazing face, then please subscribe. Sorry for that, but as you guys know, as the man, the myth, the legend, Jake Paul once said, coming in at tip number 5 is to not always hot drop. As tempting as it is to land at the first named location you see, it doesn't always benefit you. Like, yeah, maybe you want to drop like a 10-15 kill game, maybe even 20, but like, you have more of a chance of dying if you land at, obviously, a place with more people. Think about it this way, the more people you come into, the lower chance you're gonna have of like winning that game. So if you land at a place that is like really not popular at all, it doesn't even have to be a named location, it could just be a place that you know has really good loot, then go ahead for it, just go land there. And you've got to remember in the back of your mind that it's not always about getting kills with wins. So what I would recommend is to find 1 or 2, maybe even 3 places that has really good loot and like not many people go there, say like 0 to 3 people maybe, and just keep landing at that spot, make that like your permanent like place you drop. Say if I was to land Lazy Lake, which I'm pretty sure is a popular place, every single game, it becomes more of an RNG fest than actually like surviving, if you know what I mean. So some low-key areas could include holly hedges, craggy cliffs, like some places like that are on the edge of the map. Finish off this last tip, remember to have like a route or like a place of rotation that you'd rotate to zone every single game. Coming in at step number 4 is to make sure that you're always replenishing and gathering more materials. Stupid and as simple as this sounds, you'll be surprised how many people die from not having enough or not having any materials at all. Let's say you're rotating the zone with, let's say, only 200 materials max. If you're to get focused or keep getting sprayed up by 2 people, you're going to run out of those materials very quickly. Now let's say you're rotating to zone with 700 materials. If you was to get shot at by those same 2 people in a different scenario, you would last a lot longer and be able to like fend off their shots by like building and stuff like that. Another tip to keep and conserve your materials more effectively is to not always get into build battles. This is quite self-explanatory why, but literally build battles absolutely burn through your mats like mad. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever had it, where you just like, 1 minute you're on 600 materials, you see this like really sweaty guy, you have a build battle with him, and next thing you know, you're on no materials and you die. It's so annoying, but that's also one of the reasons why you have to keep refurbishing and like, refurbishing's the word? I don't know, but like, keep gathering materials. It's so you don't run out that quickly and easily. Another little additional tip for this tip is to land at places that have loads of materials, such as Weeping Woods. I'm not sure of any other more because I don't really play the game that much, but if you guys do know of any more, make sure to drop them in the comments below for some other people. Moving on to step number 3, which would be only push people when it's necessary to. So for example, let's say if you won Pleasant Park like start of the game and you're left with like 8 kills. And the zone is like really far away, but you also see someone that's about 100 to 200 meters away. Your first instinct might be to like push them or something, or just like slowly but surely like gradually move towards them. However, if you wanted to play smart, you'd try to avoid as many people as possible, or only push people when it's necessary to. And in that situation that I just explained, it's really not necessary to. But hey, let's say you're feeling confident, so you push this person that's around 100 to 200 meters away from you. And before you know it, you're already in a big build battle, you're not on the map that many materials, and the storm's literally right on your ass. What are you to do? There's not much you can do really, and if you try to get away, then you know that they're going to shoot you in the back and most likely kill you. And that's one of the main reasons why you should only push fights when you need to, or like when you're forced to. One of the main reasons why I fell into doing this trap is because I felt peer pressured to get as many kills as I could. Literally, I'd see someone and I'd be like, push him straight away. And I've through so many games because of that, so you got to play more smart than aggressive. Like, yeah, obviously getting kills is important and playing aggressive is as equally as important. Sorry, I can't get my words out. But just don't play overly aggressive because you'll be surprised, it can get you killed lots. Coming in at step number 3 is to not let the other player or opponent dominate you. One of the main reasons for this is because if you let your opponent dominate and change your play style, they automatically have some dominance over you and they're controlling the fight and it's how they want to like play. However, if you establish some dominance over your opponent, it therefore gives you some room to do what you want and what you need to do, and you can therefore manipulate the fight from there. However, you've got to remember that this goes both ways. For example, say if you're in a little bit of a build battle and the opponent is above you and they block off they build like a little platform for them so you can find like no way to get up. They are therefore establishing like dominance over the fight and like they're on top, so they could just easily spray down on you and therefore giving you like no room to like breathe at all, and they can just get like loads and loads of easy shots on you. Opponent then doesn't want you to try build up, and like obviously you're gonna know that. So what you want to try to do is just do the opposite of what they want to do. It might sound like really obvious and simple, but you'd be surprised on how many people don't do it. In the situation that I just explained, you'd want to build up and try get like high ground them, and if you die, that's fine because obviously you're going to learn from your mistakes, but you're just getting used to not letting the other person control and manipulate the fight. Step number 2 is quite simple and very self-explanatory, but it's to keep your cool. I remember when I first started Fortnite and it took me like, I don't even know, like 6 months to get my first solo win. God, that was so bad. But it all came down to the fact that I really wasn't keeping my cool at all, and I got so nervous and I was just like, my hands got like really shaky and my heart rate was beating. I don't even know, it was so bad. But when it gets to around endgame, just remember that it doesn't matter at all if you lose. Yeah, you'll be like very pissed off like I was, but you can just queue up for another game and do the exact same. And as much as this sounds easier said than done, just don't get discouraged really easily. Guys, I struggle with this so much. I'd lose one game and I'd say like, oh, I'm so bad, when in reality I wasn't that much of a bad player. It's just because I wasn't keeping my cool. That's one of the most important tips to win more solo games. Step number 1 kind of ties them all together really, but it's to know when to like push fights, not do build battles, you know, just run away from fights, etc. Obviously this tip is the most important because it's know when to apply all the rest of the other steps and stuff like that. You need to know the right time and place to like apply these. Like say if you was like, I don't know, really far away from the zone and you see someone close to you, kind of like what that other previous situation was, but this time you have loads and loads of materials and you really want to push this fight, but you don't necessarily need to, don't. However, if you're in the zone, on the edge of the zone, you can hold people in the storm by shooting at them, then yeah, that's a really good tip. That's like another extra like little bonus tip. But in the long run, you just need to play really smart and just like IQ your opponent, I guess is the right term. And you just need to like change your play style with what the situation is and what you need to do. You will see a lot of pro players like Bugger like is in the background right now, that's just one example, but pro players use this tip a lot. So there you have it guys, the top 5 most important tips for you guys to win more solo games in Fortnite Battle Royale. If these 5 tips helped you, let me know by leaving a like and put in a comment down below saying which one helped you the most. And as I said at the start of the video, if you enjoy my content, please make sure you're subscribed because I'm going to be revealing my face at 150 subscribers. Anyway, this is where I'm going to wrap up the video, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I hope these tips helped you. Thank you for watching and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Peace.